My name is Amy Mitson. I'm the Director of Admissions for Recruitment and Marketing at the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth College. This setting creates the conditions for really an unparalleled experience. No one is really from Hanover, New Hampshire. This is a small town of 10,000 people, and people opt in to fully immerse themselves in this experience at Tuck and really decide that they are going to take 2 years to be away from a major city so they can immerse themselves in this unique environment. And people start building a new network here. You don't have an existing network in Hanover, New Hampshire, so our students are really all in to build a new community and engage really closely with their classmates at Tuck. And we're very close to the outdoors and opportunities to enjoy the environment. In addition to everything that happens inside the buildings, people are building relationships as they engage with the community and the outdoors around Hanover. The small class size means that you have a built-in support network. The small class size means you get to know every single member of your class. When you start at Tuck, you are in a section, so the class size is about 300 students. You are in a section of 70 plus students and a study group of 5 to 6 people. The sections and study groups rotate as you move through the first year core curriculum. So by the time you get to the end of the first year, you'll have actually been in class with every single member of your class. In that, it's not just knowing people's faces, you know their names, where they're from. The conversation at Tuck in the classroom helps you share a little bit of who you are. Faculty ask questions that relate to students who've maybe been in a certain industry prior to coming to Tuck. So you're discovering the material in the MBA in the classroom, but then you're also able to share some of your own experiences that add to that classroom discussion. You have a built-in support network through your study group. Most students coming to Tuck are coming from very different industries. Not everyone is from a business background. People are coming from different countries, personal, professional experiences. In that, we put your study group together very specifically and mix it for diversity of personal experience and skill set. So as you work in your study group, you have a give and take and a built-in support network of different expertise. Our MBA program office also provides support to students academically as they go through the experience, but the small class size, the location, that really helps people get to know the place and get to know the people, which just helps to build really strong trust-based relationships as you go through your academic and personal experiences in the MBA here. I feel these advantages all the time as I travel all over the world to meet prospective applicants. And when I do that, I always have alumni join me. The Responsive Alumni Network, again, the foundation of that is this unique experience in Hanover, where alumni will talk about how Tuck was the 2 best years of their life, the 2 most transformative years, their favorite years. And this is the strongest network. So students are close when they're here, and then when they graduate, they still stay connected. And so that connected, global, responsive alumni network supports students in the learning journey. Faculty will have CEOs and visiting executives who come into their classes on a daily and weekly basis, and that enriches the student learning. And then also when students are seeking jobs in the next professional opportunity, you have a wealth of alumni who are coming back and forth to campus, but then who are also very engaged across the network and will take your calls, will answer your emails, will be excited to come back to campus and take you to dinner to learn what your experience is. So that high level of engagement is what that alum had as a student, and then they want to share that with you when they are an alum. And many students will still tell stories about their travels beyond Tuck and being able to maybe never pay for a hotel again. Wherever they're traveling, there's always an alum who is there ready to receive them. So very strong global network that will support you as a person, as a job seeker, as someone who's gathering information about different industries. We also have several senior alumni MBA councils all over the world that their main focus is to not only help the dean drive the strategy of the school and Tuck's brand recognition across the globe, but also to be there for students who are progressing in a specifically international job search. So those senior alums are ready to take your call, and I'm very happy to do so. Personalization of the MBA learning at Tuck it evolves as you progress through the curriculum. So you start at Tuck and you have the core curriculum. Within that, you have that study group. The personalization there is that you and your study group are determining how you're going to proceed through the work, how you're going to achieve your deliverables, how you get through what the faculty have asked you to do. As you progress through the core curriculum, you then get into things like the first year project. That is a fully customizable opportunity. You choose the team, you choose the topic, with, of course, support from the first year project office and fellow students as you need it. The personalization, again, comes through something we have that's called Tuck Compass. That is an ability to, kind of digitally review how you are spending your time as a student. There's built-in reflection opportunities for you to see, okay, what do I say my priorities are, and how am I carrying those out on a weekly basis? Personalization is also reflected, again, in something where our students are able to create a personal board of advisors. So students, faculty, alum, anyone connected to the Tuck community, you as a student can create a personal board of advisors that helps you maneuver the leadership, professional, personal, academic challenges that you have at Tuck as you maneuver through this experience. Personalization in your elective curriculum. As you, again, finish the core curriculum, head into all electives, you can choose from dozens and dozens of electives per term that very perfectly suit what you hope to learn and how you want to complement your future professional experience. You also would have an opportunity for an independent study, so that's a class that you would create. The personalization takes on many forms as you navigate the Tuck experience, but through the academics, it's complemented by Tuck Compass, which helps students manage their leadership and academic journey, resources as you go through and choose all of your classes and projects. So numerous opportunities to customize the experience. And of course, second year students who are here as a sounding board as a first year, or your fellow students who can help guide you through some of those choices as you want to make maybe your classes complement what your summer internship might be. So many opportunities. Many years ago, our students created the Mental Health and Wellness Initiative that grew out of other existing clubs, but became much more well-resourced, probably, I can't put an exact number of years on it, but the Mental Health and Wellness Initiative is a specific club that receives support from Tuck through student board funding, where students have the opportunity to be peer certified counselors. So peer-to-peer counseling exists at Tuck. Tuck students also have access to numerous other counseling resources through, if they want to do it through technology and use apps, if they want to meet one-on-one with counselors and coaches during their experience at Tuck, they have the opportunity to do that, and that is a resource provided to them. When I think of mental health and wellness initiatives, that make, it covers many areas of student life. So the support that students need, maybe it's something that's related to academics. So tutors are provided to students by Tuck. There are the coaching resources, the counseling resources. The Mental Health and Wellness Initiative also leads several off-campus retreats every year. So you may be someone who maybe you're leaning into counseling resources, or you want to be in community with people and do a retreat. One of our faculty members shares their beautiful barn on a farm that's several miles from campus, and students use it for a full day to do, yoga, meditation, healthy cooking classes. And so it's a full retreat. I wish I could do it one of these years, but it's always sold out, and the students are very enthusiastic to participate in community when it comes to wellness, or they can use individualized resources. Wellness initiatives are not just a priority at Tuck, but also one of the top priorities for the Dartmouth community. And so numerous resources to share there. And that is something that the president of Dartmouth talks about, that, wellness is not a stepping stone to academic success. Wellness is the first step and the foundation upon which everything else is built. And so a genuine priority to student wellness at Tuck and at Dartmouth. The student board is focused on supporting students across all measures during their time at Tuck. We have, for a student community of 300 students in each class, so about 600 students at Tuck. We have more than 70 clubs. There are new clubs that are created every year. They're in all different areas, but the foundation of the experience is the student board in many ways. And so the student board are second year students that they welcome in the first year students. It is the end of October at this moment in time, and the second year student board just held elections. So now the first year student board has formed. And so everything from quality of life committee to the social chairs to academic board representatives, course representatives. So whether it's your job search, your academic experience, social life, whatever it is that you are seeking at Tuck, the student board and the clubs are very instrumental in making that happen. And so much of the MBA experience is brought to you by you. As a student, you have a very strong voice and a significant opportunity to shape the social and student life experience here at Tuck. And students are creating new programs all the time. There is resources available from Tuck to help students make that happen. And it's not just students, it's also partners. So any student who's coming to Tuck, bringing a partner, a family, family-related, partner-related clubs are also supported by Tuck and very much a part of the experience, not a separate part, but definitely a full piece of the experience for students at Tuck. Today we have a community-wide activity going on that involves not just students, but students, faculty, staff, partners, and families. So when you come to Tuck, knowing that your student life can be beyond just you, it can also be your family, your partner, as well as your most sincere interests. So it definitely is a very robust student life at Tuck. When you apply to Tuck, you state what your goals are, and then they can change over time. The personalized career services at Tuck is something that is there for our students always, and we also have alumni career services at Tuck, so lifelong career support. The personalization is, we have, I believe, 8 full-time career coaches, all focused around different industries. So if you come into Tuck and your focus is marketing and consumer packaged goods, you will be aligned with a specific career coach who will put a meeting on your calendar to say, okay, Amy, you said you're interested in this. Is that still what you want to do? And they start with a conversation and a coaching session about what is it that you are seeking, and will really help that student stick to their goals, make any kind of changes, align students with any support they need. And thinking about, some students are doing what we would call on-campus recruiting, where the many companies that we have relationships with, they will come to campus and lead company briefings and talk with students, meet one-on-one, talk about their industry, do resume reviews, etc., and introduce students to the industries that they are seeking. Some students are doing a more individualized career search, which we would call the networked job search. So you would still meet with a career coach, and then they would design kind of the playbook for you in, okay, these are some of the classes that will be important to you. Here are some of the alumni that you should speak with. Here are some of the student organizations you should align yourself with. And that's step one, and everything grows from there. We also have 6 centers and initiatives at Tuck, all focused around industry verticals: energy, private equity, venture capital, entrepreneurship, healthcare, sustainability, nonprofit. So a student who is job seeking in one of those areas would also align themselves with those resources. So it is a whole, I could talk for many, many more minutes. It is a whole ecosystem of resources. The foundation of job search success at Tuck is that the career services team knows every student at Tuck and will seek them out if they know they do not have that job placement yet. So the career services team will be there with you arm in arm as you move forward in your job search process, no matter what you are seeking. We have several industry treks every year. Those industry treks are led by career club leaders and a member of career services. So, for example, in between the summer term and fall term, as a first-year student, you have a short break. During that break, many of these career treks will happen because you have that time in your calendar, and it's perfect timing when it comes to many recruiting cycles. So for students interested in consulting, when you have that fall break, you'll get on a bus with 50 other classmates, head to Boston, and meet with all the top consulting companies and the alums at those companies, alongside a career services coach and one of or several members of the career clubs. So you get to be on the ground at the companies to get a feel for what some of these consulting companies might be like. The finance trek structured in the same way, but would go to New York and meet with alums at all of the banks that students are seeking for what they want next if they're seeking finance. There's also a tech trek. That trek happens on the West Coast. Students will do a healthcare trek. There are many opportunities for treks, which that is the word we use for kind of that career-focused opportunity. And those treks can also be global, depending upon what students are seeking. One year, students did a global trek and went to Hong Kong because there was a group of students that's where they saw themselves post-Tuck. So very customizable opportunities. Switching gears a little bit to talk about exchange programs, we have partnerships with more than 19 schools at this point in time. Students can do a full-term exchange. Those exchanges happen in your second year. As a first-year student, you would connect with students who had been on exchange before you, gotten some information about how to apply for exchange programs. With some exchange partners, there are unlimited number of Tuck students who can go to a certain school. But then other schools will have a specific partnership where, they will send 3 students from their school, will send 3 students from Tuck. And so it's more of an even exchange there. But you can go on exchange during the fall term or the winter term of your second year at Tuck. There are numerous other global opportunities at Tuck through project work and specific trips during your second year or your first year. So numerous structured opportunities for global exchange during your 2 years at Tuck. Experiential learning also comes in many forms. So experiential could be that global trip. So we have numerous global insight expeditions every year that are led by a faculty member with an expertise in the region, plus a group of about 20 students. Those are 2-week experiential learning opportunities where you are on the ground in a country where you have not lived, worked, or studied before. So numerous opportunities for those types of trips. And again, that's called the Global Insight Expedition or the GIX. Experiential learning also happens in the classroom. So with one of our most popular electives is negotiations. The negotiations elective is very experiential. We would show up in class, I would be the buyer, you would be the supplier. We would have to come to an agreement before the end of that class session. So a live negotiation. And so working on those negotiation skills is something critical in business and in life. And so that is something our students love to participate in, that kind of experiential learning. We also have a class, it's called Communicating with Presence, and it is a faculty member from Dartmouth who is in the drama department. And so that communicating with presence, communicating with your whole self, almost like an acting class, very experiential. You're not sitting in your seat very long in that class. That gives you an opportunity to really take your communication skills to the next level. Numerous opportunities for experiential learning. If you were to align yourself with the Revers Center at Tuck, you could sit on the board of a local nonprofit during one of the terms. While you're here, that gives you real world experience of what it's like to sit on a board, and that is co-curricular. Many opportunities I talked about, the Global Insight Expedition or some of the classes, that is for credit. With something like sitting on the board of a local nonprofit, that is experiential and co-curricular, aligned with opportunities with some of our centers. So there are numerous other opportunities. Those are some of the first that come to mind. Yes, and so we have 100% placement for all of our students when it comes to the summer internship. So the experience baked into the Tuck experience between your first year and second year, Career Services works really closely with students, with alumni, with recruiters to help get all students the summer placement that they are seeking. And so that is a process where you, dear student, opt in to, really partner with Career Services to make that happen. Nobody comes to an MBA program and is handed a job. That's not what a student is seeking anyway. They want to create that opportunity and be prepared for it. So through preparation, industry insights, connecting with alums, working with Career Services, also connecting with faculty, using whatever resource you need as a student to get yourself with that community support and all those resources to your summer internship, where we do have 100% placement for all of our students. After the summer internship, some students are given the return offer and they decide, yes, that is my dream job. I am taking that offer. That's where I'm going. Other students come back after the summer experience and say, that was not my dream job. That was a great experience for 10 weeks, but I'm relaunching back into the career search. And you can do that second year. You go back into recruiting, you determine what you're seeking, and Career Services works with you again. And we have some of the highest placement rates across our peer schools. We're usually in the top 3 when it comes to placement for full-time offers as well as compensation. There are numerous things that factor into those very good stats from Tuck. The foundation of it is absolutely the people, from the career resources on campus to faculty, staff, and other student support when you are here, to then alumni connections and companies who seek to recruit Tuckies year after year. You also have the support of the Dartmouth network. So as a Tuck student, you are a Dartmouth student. The power of those 2 networks can also be very significant when it comes to the job search. But the additional benefit of Tuck is the amount of access you have to people as you go through this job search process. Access is something where in Hanover, New Hampshire, if a recruiter is coming to campus, they are coming to see you, the Tuck student. They're not visiting 5 or 6 other companies in the same day. It took them all day to get to Hanover, and they stay all day to then meet with our students and support them through the job search. So access is a critical piece of the equation, as well as the strong alumni network, the strong reputation of Tuck grads when they do leave Tuck and then go into business, as well as the community that then wants to come back and hire more Tuckies.